interviewing a bigger artist versus a smaller artist nowadays is especially hard to get independent artists to get interviews in like paper,
Mm,
Billboard. I mean, I think they don't do it because they do. It's just it's way more difficult than if you were gonna say, oh, like Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy wants to do a piece about like fashion, snapped up like in 2 seconds, you know?
mm,
And I think sometimes the issue with that is the bigger bands don't need as much of the press as the smaller ones do, and then Spotify also crowds them out in terms
mm.
of the bigger bands are put forth on like playlists and smaller bands are sometimes put on the bottom, and then there are so many new things coming out at the same time, it's hard for you to keep up, both as like a reporter and also as a listener.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a wider issue of things just being fed into an algorithm
Hmm.
and people listening and viewing things that kind of already uh, are for their taste and not wanting to kind of break out of that.
Hmm.
But at the same time, what I love about how things have changed with bands is that finally there's more diversity in the rock genre.
Yes,
Like,
especially.
as a biracial person from a very white area back in the 2000s and the 90s, I mean, kids today don't know that, I guess. It was very different to be, not white and listening to what people would call white music,
Right.
you
That's an
know?
interesting observation. So if you had grown up, say in Harlem, or I don't know New York super, super well, but from the hip hop knowledge I have, Harlem seemed to be, a place where a lot of it stems from. If you had grown up somewhere like there instead, maybe the tables would have turned. And
Maybe, but I think it's also a genre thing. If I
mm,
think back like 20, 25 years ago, there was a lot more gatekeeping in terms
ah,
of who was able to be seen as a fan, especially when it came to girls and women, like were they even like allowed to be anything beyond like being seen as like a groupie or somebody who like just
or fans of pop music.
right, yeah, it's
Hmm.
the same problem. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think this one in the same problem of like it's not taken seriously.
Hmm.
Um, and then also with bands of color, they don't get the same kind of press that white bands get. I mean, I think that's changing now, especially. Like, I love the Paradox, the band that's basically endorsed by Travis Barker. And I love they got their number one finally. I was like, oh, good. So I think that's like a really great thing that's changing of like, okay, we're finally giving bands like that their due. But
Hmm.
I'm like, this should have been happening 20 years ago. But,
Yes.
better late than never.
I also think that social media kind of has, it's ironic, but I think social media has opened up avenues for other Black creators, Latino
Sure.
creators, anything. It's opened up an avenue for them to speak on their own community. So
Yes.
it's almost easier for them to say, well, this is what's happening in my world.
Hmm.
I know this Black artist because they're part of the community. You should
Right.
know them too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of perpetuating itself.
Hmm.
It's nurturing itself. Do you feel like you're
Yeah.
seeing more of that?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely see that. I follow all of these accounts that just like, propel Black artists and Black artists who talk about their own experience or other artists that are non-white talking about, they have to also play the content creator game, but they're
Mm,
just not getting the same kind of views as somebody else would maybe. And I just think it's an eye-opening thing. If I think sometimes people outside the industry don't realize how much hard work it takes to get there. I mean, the social media thing is great because it means there's a lower barrier to entry. Like there are bands from TikTok who have gotten record deals. Like I think that's
yeah.
fantastic. But at the same time, people think that's where things end and it's just starting,
No,
after
that's
that.
when now you have to keep up momentum. Like I think
Yeah.
when you said, lower the barrier, that's to me that's the best way to put it. Like
Hmm.
it's you now it's a little bit easier just to have access to play the game, so to speak.
Sure.
But the problem is it's like when you open the box of Monopoly, when you start, now you can't stop. if you want to continue to build that momentum, if you want to continue to grow that fan base, if you want to
Mhm.
continue to get your stuff out there. Well, now we need to feed the algorithm. Now we need constant reassurance and validation and content for the
Yeah,
algorithm to keep.
which I'm sure
Yeah,
is a tiring thing to do. I mean,
exhausting. It's a full-time job.
to kind of circle back to your question about how the print media has changed, it's that I
Mm.
feel like writers now have to be content creators too and just constantly
Oh.
feed the algorithm and kind of prove their relevance,
No,
so to
I hear
speak.
you. Yeah.
And it from my perspective,
Right.
it could seem a little tiring to
It
do that
can. It's
because
yeah.
I want to like live my life in the real world. I don't want to focus on work all the time. I want to just kind of like post my stuff and go. Sometimes I don't want to have to like make a whole video talking about it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I understand that's where we're at now. So it's kind of like you do it and then you just do what you can, do what fits within your life and then just move on, you
Right.
know.
Follow your moral compass too, most
Yeah.
importantly. I think that's most important for all of us.